Welcome to Stars and Glitterballs with Jess and Lindsay.
This episode is going to be all about theatre records, and it's our 10th episode
Oh, it
this
is.
week.
Milestone.
Yeah, love a milestone. Hopefully, you'll be still here for the 50th.
Hopefully we
That's
will
what I
be.
think. Yeah, that's the main thing. Okay, so what have you got?
So the first one that I've got is for most Tony Award nominations in 2016. And bet you can't guess. It was Hamilton.
Oh, never would have guessed.
So Hamilton had 16 nominations, although due to having multiple nominations in the two actor categories, they could have only possibly won 13 awards. So
Yeah, I mean that's great, isn't it? When you've got people from the same play going up against each other for the same award.
It's crazy. But they still got 11 wins. But because they only got 11, they fell short of having the most Tony Awards, which is held by the producers at 12. So just the one short.
And staying on awards, this is the most Olivier Awards received ever by a musical. Then this is tied for three different musicals. There's Matilda in 2012, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time in 2013, and you guessed it, Hamilton in 2018. And they're all on seven Olivier Awards.
Wow.
So no one's kind of broke the tie yet.
No. Yeah, that's quite a few, isn't it? And then there's also most Olivier Award nominations, which Hamilton gained 13 in 2018, which surpassed Hairspray and Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, who got 11 each. So Hamilton is now the most nominated in history.
It's just amazing, isn't it? Just how well they did in everything.
Yeah. It just shows you that, like, the topic of the musical, it doesn't really matter because, I mean, it's the same with Six as well. Like, Six and Hamilton are sort of similar in the fact that they tell, like, a history story.
Yeah, they're both educational.
Yeah, when you're describing it to someone, it's like, it really doesn't sound good. It's like, just go watch it or listen to something. Like, it is good.
Yeah, it's actually very difficult to sell. So
yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, I was trying to sell Hamilton earlier, and they were saying how they'd kind of like been listening to this rap song, and I was like, go listen to Guns and Ships. And
point him in the right direction.
Yeah, then come back to me.
No, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And of course, you always have to do the awkward conversation where you're like, not Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
But Alexander.
Yeah. That's when they get even more confused. Half the time, people are like, who's that?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest, I hadn't really heard of it.
No, I hadn't.
But there you go.
But I guess if you're in America, it's slightly different.
Yeah. Because obviously, founding father.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on from Hamilton for a minute, but I'm sure it will feature again at some point,
I'm sure
as it often does. It's like Six in the news section, isn't it?
Yeah,
always coming up.
Always there.
So moving on to some the money side of things. The highest-grossing Broadway show of all time is Disney's The Lion King, and it has made 1.3 billion since opening in 1997.
Wow.
Which is just incredible.
It is. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, it's the third longest running show behind Chicago and Phantom.
Yeah. And the most money grossed in a single week has back to Hamilton was Hamilton in New York, which was in late 2016. And it grossed $3.3 million for an 8-week performance, which was the first show to break $3 million in 8 performances.
Yeah, and when you think about it, only 8 performances. That's just
3.3 million. I mean, wow.
It's just insane. And then most expensive theatre production is Spider-Man: A Turn Off the Dark, and they reckon that the show got a record, cost a record $75 million, and it's the largest investment not only for a Broadway production but for anywhere in the world where there has ever been a stage.
Wow.
So that's, yeah, again, insane.
Yeah. I've got the most expensive theatre production in the West End.
Oh, yeah.
Which is currently held by Lord of the Rings from 2007, and that was a £12 million budget. It was previously held by Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's a mouthful, isn't it?
I always struggle saying that, yeah.
In 2002, and that cost $6.2 million. And then before that was Cats in 1981 with $6 million.
Yeah, and well, staying with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, they also have the most expensive prop, the flying car, magical flying car, cost an estimated £750,000 to make.
Wow.
Now that's like, that's more than like an actual car. The fact that it's
that's like multiple houses, let alone cars.
Yeah. You could have a garage full of cars with your house if you wanted. It's the fact that it's only a prop, is just mad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is quite a lot. But then it's also quite the car, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So I suppose, money makes nice things.
It is. It does. It is. That doesn't really make sense, does it? Yeah. And then we've got the fastest selling Broadway cast album in iTunes history. And that was The Book of Mormon in 2010. Broke records on iTunes and became the fastest selling original cast recording in the music retailer's history. It charted at number 2 on the Billboard Top 200.
That is quite surprising to me, actually.
Yeah.
I guess because maybe one of the reasons is that obviously iTunes is like a recent thing, so more of like what I would call the classic musicals. Obviously, their original cast albums won't be on. Well, they will be on there, but like they didn't release when iTunes was a thing, obviously.
Yeah.
So maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, so I feel like the Book of Mormon. I didn't realise that it was kind of a thing in 2010. I thought it was more recent than that.
Yeah, I think that's like 10 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, because it only came to the West End kind of recently, didn't it? So in the last few years or so. So maybe that's... Yeah. It was definitely a big thing on Broadway.
Yeah, I feel like it's been quite like a quiet musical, if that makes sense.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Like there's some musicals that you kind of
like
it's there.
It's there and you know about it, but it's kind of... Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, though.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very nice song. I can see why. I mean, there's some very nice songs from it.
Yeah. A lot of the ones that stick in your head.
Like Me and You, but mostly Me.
Yeah.
Or was it You and Me? Well, wait, one of the way around.
That one, I know which one.
That one, yeah. And You Like Hello, don't you?
Yes, I do like Hello. That's one of my favourites that Magic at the Musicals introduced me to.
Yeah, we will always advocate Magic at the Musicals on this.
Yes.
Because...
If you've never heard of it, then go check it out. Yeah,
I mean, I would assume that most of you have probably heard of Magic Radio, and it's just a kind of sister station to that, isn't it?
Yeah, that plays purely musical shows.
What more could you want, is all I would say.
Exactly.
What else have we got then? We have got... let's do these then. So, shortest play is, and this is not official because some of these are Guinness Book of Record ones, but this one isn't.
Yeah.
It says that it's likely that it's Samuel Beckett's Breath, and it comes in at around 35 seconds. And I did actually look at the script because I thought, well, I wonder what's in it. And it's just some lighting changes at the start. There's a person, doesn't really describe the person that much. They cry out. And then the lighting goes off again. That's kind of it. That's the play. I would love to know kind of how much tickets would cost and things like that.
Yeah, do people actually go and see this?
Yeah, like I really want to know. Has it? I mean, I'm definitely going to have a look once this episode's finished, just to see if it's ever been staged. Because I'm guessing he wrote it, but whether it's actually been put on or not,
yeah,
it's another thing,
Interesting. And similarly to that, the smallest theatre in operation.
Yeah, so this could run at this theatre, really.
Yeah, it could,
great idea.
This record is held by the, no idea if I'm going to say this right, but Kremlhof Theatre in Austria.
I think you did a good job there.
Yeah. I'll take that. And it's just got 8 seats, and it's 1.3 metres by 1.3 metres, the stage. And it's apparently reminiscent of a garden shed. It opened in 2008 and has been performing regularly scheduled shows since 2010.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And I reckon many garden sheds would be bigger.
Probably would. Yeah, definitely. Not your everyday theatre, that one.
No, I mean, that's given me an idea. I could host a podcast from my garden shed.
Yeah, podcast in the shed. Why not?
Who's done that before? I'll make a new record. Why not? Yeah.
Might need some heating though.
Well, yeah. I suppose we are into the winter months now.
Yeah, we're getting there. Getting a bit chilly.
Yeah. So from shortest and smallest to longest, the longest running play on the West End is The Mousetrap, and it's been running for 66 consecutive years. I think it's 66. Let me just check. I don't want to get that wrong. I think it was 66. 67. Sorry, 67 consecutive years. So that is just, well, more than half a lifetime, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just shows how popular they are when they've been running for that long.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. I mean, I haven't actually seen it, but I better add, because it's just something that you have to see. It's been on for so long, there must be a reason for it, like you say.
Yeah. Yeah, I was lucky to see it a few years ago on tour. And it was definitely... I would go see it again. I really enjoyed it. I mean, obviously, it's a totally different vibe to a musical, but it's still really enjoyable and keeps you guessing.
Yeah, because obviously, just like I feel like I've not seen as many plays as I have musicals.
No, I haven't.
I definitely do want to, go get down and see some more plays.
Yeah, I feel like there's not they're kind of not publicised as much.
Yeah,
as musicals.
It's kind of like with plays, it's sort of Shakespeare and nothing much else. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of RSC and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a kind of goal of mine once theatres reopen.
Yeah.
So this is one that actually isn't in the UK or the US. This is in Germany, and it's most visitors to a musical in a single theatre. Starlight Express has been running since 1988, and it has had 13 million visitors.
Wow.
Which, yeah, it's just
That's
insane.
a lot of people.
Yeah. That's like the population of London and then some.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite impressive. Starlight Express is a good musical too.
Yes, I believe you chose it as your song of the week, one of the episodes.
I did, yes.
Good memory of mine.
Yes, it is. And then following on from that, most theatre productions attended, which, I mean, what a record. So that's held by Dr. H. Howard Hughes, who is a former professor at Texas Wesleyan College in Fort Worth, Texas. And he managed to attend 6,136 shows between 1956 and 1987.
Wow. I mean, I do wonder how he kept that record.
Yeah,
Do you think maybe he wrote it down?
I do kind of wonder if people have done more but not realised it.
Yeah, to make it, make it official, obviously, I guess you've got to have evidence. Well, from one crazy individual to another, this is the longest theatre performance by an individual, and it was they reckon it lasted 110 hours and 46 minutes and was achieved by a guy called Adrian Hilton, and he recited the complete works of Shakespeare on London South Bank between the 16th and the 21st July 1987. And he chose the spot on the South Bank where the original Globe Theatre was before it burnt down.
Wow.
That's some skill to read. That's a lot of, Shakespeare doesn't write short plays within reason, so. And there's a lot of characters to be as well. Like, I wonder if he changed his voice
like
when
he
was like,
story.
Oh my god, when you got to try and act it out, I mean, I would love to know more about that. Really, did people come and watch or what? Like, was he just there on his own, staring into the Thames? Like,
one to research. And similarly, the longest marathon theatre performance for a team. This record has been held by Lamb's Players Theatre in the USA since 2014, and they did a performance of over 50 plays and musicals during the 100 Hours of Stories marathon, which featured an Inspector Calls and Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, among many other shows.
Oh, I did the Inspector Calls for GCSE.
Quite enjoyed that. So the record stands at 76 hours, 18 minutes and 25 seconds, and they had to have at least 20 people in the audience at any one time.
Yeah, to make it look like they were watching, I assume.
It's called 100 Hours of Stories, but the record was only 76 hours. Like, what happened to, like, the rest of it?
Yeah, kind of fell
short.
Maybe
they didn't have 20 audience members.
Seems.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Because I guess they just need it for, like, kind of verification reasons, because I've always noticed, whenever they try, when like they try to break a record on Britain's Got Talent, they have like an independent, they have a verifier, and obviously they have the entire kind of studio audience as well that are witnessing it. So I guess it makes sense. And then so these people are like, really loyal. It's like the longest time in the same show on both Broadway and West End. So on Broadway, it's a guy called George Lee Andrews, and he played a total of 9,382 performances in the Broadway production of Phantom of the Opera, and he was in it from 1988 until 2011. And then similarly in the West End, Philip Griffiths played the auctioneer in the Phantom of the Opera for 25 years and 185 days. So something about the Phantom that makes you stay.
There, you can't go.
No,
and
can't escape.
The most prolific theatre producer. This record is held by Canadian hotelier Howard Petchett. If that's how I say his name. Sorry if it's not. With 485 productions across 10 theatre restaurant venues between 1975 and 2008.
That's a lot of.
I mean, how did he fit them all in?
Yeah, that's what I wonder. You got to have a pretty tight schedule, well organised schedule to have that kind of thing. Yeah, definitely.
Dedication.
Just insane. Well, he must really love it.
It works out to about 14-ish, or 14 or 15 a year. I mean, that's more than once a month.
Yeah. Someone else who seems really dedicated, but to costume changes, is a guy called Michael Gibson, and he holds the record with 29 costume changes for Our House at the Cambridge Theatre, and the quickest change was done in just 4 seconds. Yeah, that's just like, you don't even have time to breathe, really, do you? You come off stage, and then you're back on again before you know it. Like,
pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he must have took a lot of practice. I can't imagine that would have been
4 seconds
the way from the start.
First day, off you go.
Just like instantly, like first day, like nailed it.
Yeah. Well, the fastest theatrical production. This one, I thought I'd found it, and then I was realised that it wasn't that one. So I originally thought it was the Sharp Academy of Theatre and Arts in Rickmansworth who hold the record, and that group opened a sealed envelope at 6 a.m. on the day of the show and revealed a script for Annie, and we had to learn all the songs, the script, put together the costumes and props in 15 hours before the show started. So I thought that was impressive enough, but I then discovered that there was another one who beat the previous record holders by a full 4 hours, and that's a Spanish team composed of Daniel Lorenzo Sarmiento and Grupo de Teatro Albatross, and they started at 8:15 in the morning and performed 11 hours later. So, I mean, that's
Wow. Yeah, that, I mean, when you know like how many different departments there are in the theatre and how everything's got to come together and things like that.
It is. I mean,
it's just
even just to
insane.
learn the script, like, how?
Yeah, like, because even that, like, I mean, I just don't know. They must have got it wrong, surely. In
Maybe what they're
parts,
not
just like
telling you is they was
improvised
allowed
it
to hold the
because
script. No, I don't know.
yeah,
No, I'm
just
sure
out
there
on
wasn't.
stage. Uh,
Still impressive either way.
Revisiting Hamilton now. There is the fastest rap ever in a Broadway show, and it comes from Hamilton, and it's Lafayette in Guns and Ships. And it's just ridiculous, isn't it, when you listen to it? Just how does he get
being like,
those
bleh,
words
bleh,
out?
what?
Yeah. Although apparently you've been known to have
Yes, I have
attempted it.
tried
Is
to
that
give
right?
it a go, but not very good.
It's
Yeah,
gonna take some
I
more
can sort of
practice.
do Alexander Hamilton. Not that I can sing. I'm not saying I can sing, but kind of like sort of to myself.
Yeah.
I've managed to keep up. Yeah,
When no one's
I've managed to
there,
keep up with Alexander
you can.
Hamilton, but I think Guns and Chips needs a bit more practice. I'll come back in a year.
Yeah. Maybe on our year's anniversary.
No, I don't think so.
Committed to it now. No. We'll let you know of the
If Guns and
progress on
Chips
our
is
year's
successful.
anniversary. That's what we'll do. But then again, we're only on 10. We have got to get to other
20.
milestones first.
And the largest simultaneous performance of one show in multiple locations. Now this, I think, is a pretty awesome way of doing it. So this is held by Stagecoach Theatre Arts, with 66 performances of Glad Rags, which were played across the UK, US and Germany. It's like just all at the same time. I mean,
it's just everywhere,
how cool
isn't
would
it?
that be?
Who needs a
Just do it all
worldwide
at
tour
once.
when you've got that
It's all
going
done.
on? I wonder if it was like the same production in every country. Like the US one was the same as the one that was in Germany, for instance. Because if that's the case, they'll have like a continuity guy, and he must be getting like so many show reports every night from all of them. If they all perform on the same night, that is. Like, that is mad what to deal with. Because remember, I watched a video of Wicked, and Wicked has a load of like productions going on around the world, and they actually have a guy that like makes sure that the production you're seeing in like South Korea, for instance, is the same one you'll see on Broadway. It's the same one you'll see on the West End. And after every show, he gets sent like the show reports from all of these productions. And he said that there's something like a 90-minute window every day where there isn't a Wicked performance on somewhere in the world.
That's pretty amazing.
Every other part of the day there is. Yeah, insane. So yeah, I reckon this is very much the same thing where anyone in the kind of production team would just be like, wow, mad. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, I've kind of ran out now, so I'm relying on your organisation to have
the extra records. So
go in the extra mile with your research.
So I've got the first theatre to be named after an actor, which is the Garrick Theatre. So in 1889, it was named after David Garrick, who is widely considered to be the most influential Shakespearean actor of all time.
Oh, that's very nice, isn't it? It's a very flattering thing to do, name a theatre after someone. And now you've got like they're all named after royals and stuff, like Her Majesty's Theatre and Victoria and things like that.
After a while, when you've opened so many theatres, it's like, what do you name them after?
Well, that is true. Because I always find theatre names quite interesting. Because there's one near you, isn't there? That's like named after the fact there's a river near it. Yeah, Riverhead, literally. It's so I guess you do kind of run out. So why not name it after someone? It's very
shows how amazing they were too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and probably some of the current kind of legends in our industry will have a theatre named after them eventually.
Yeah,
at least you'd hope.
Be amazing when that happens. It's kind of have lived through that moment.
Sure. To be alive when someone has a theatre named after them. It's like, wow. It's like a knighthood, really.
And then we've got the most Olivier Awards ever received by a play, and this is held by Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in 2017, who won 9 awards in total, including the best new play.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it? 9.
I've still yet to see it.
And it just no, it just did so well, didn't it? I don't know for sure, but is that the first? Do you know if that's the first time that Harry Potter's ever been brought to the stage? Yeah. So that, it's incredible. Yeah, there's clearly demand for it, isn't there? The weirdest thing about that show is the fact that there's like 2 different bits, isn't there?
Yeah, I found that odd when it first just like kind of came out. I was like, all right, this is weird. Yeah, and you can either do it part 1 and part 2 in the same day, or do part 1 and part 2 like on 2 consecutive nights.
Oh, can you? I didn't know that. So you can like stagger it, which might be good if you're like kind of easily overwhelmed by information, like, because I guess it can be quite a lot to see like
the same day
2 parts, like 2 parts in one night.
Definitely. And you can actually buy them individually, so if you wanted to do part 1 one day and then like a week later so do like, part 2, you can do that as well.
Oh, that's good then. No, it's very unique to have something like that
on my watch list. It is very
the ever-growing watch
getting
list.
Even longer now that I can't actually tick any off at the minute.
No, so it's very satisfying when you can do that, though, isn't
Hopefully next year. We can only hope, can't we?
Fingers crossed.
The most Olivier Awards overall goes to Judi Dench. She's won 8 Olivier Awards, including a special award in 2004. Won the first award in 1977, and the most recent in 2016.
She must just turn up like
ready to collect my award
again, guys. Like, what does she say? What does she say in her thank you speeches? I mean, she must be quite a pro at it by now, because I know I'm just shaking like a leaf.
Just another one.
But it must be, it must be pretty surreal just to be that successful on like a consistent basis, because it's almost like, a lot of actresses and actors, they have kind of a peak, don't they, where they're like on top of their game, and then maybe they don't do so well as they get older and stuff like that. But in her case, it's like 2016 still going strong. Like, wow,
pretty amazing. And then my final record is the oldest professional theatre actor, and this was a Romanian actor called Radu Beligan, who was verified in the Guinness Book of World Records in November 2013 at 94 years old and 350 days. So close to 95. He'd been acting since 1937.
Wow. So imagine what he's seen, like, with the industry changing and stuff. Like, he's seen all this like new technology come in, and like the fact that you have like movable lighting fixtures now that are like automated, and all the special effects. It must be quite daunting, like at 95, just have like pyro going off around you. Like, what is this?
He was performed at the National Theatre of Bucharest. But I don't know exactly what he was performing in. Whether it was kind of like the same stuff or different things.
Yeah, I mean, what a life,
to still be doing that at that age is quite an achievement.
Yeah,
so that's all I've got. Although I'm sure there are many more out there, but could be a all night.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. You really could be all day just talking about just how amazing some of these people are to have achieved what they have achieved. So, on to the news. Now, we've actually got some good news about pantomime for once. You'll be happy to know. If you live near Canterbury, you're in luck, because the Marlow Theatre are hosting a pantomime this year with a socially distanced audience from the 11th of December to the 3rd of January. And it's one of the few venues to actually go ahead, of course, because Kudos is like the main pantomime company, and they've pretty much postponed all of theirs, haven't they, now? So, I would say it's probably one of the only ones. But fair play to them for making it happen.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Definitely.
There's one going ahead, at least. I'm sure there are a few more, but
yeah, I'm sure. We'll if we find any more, I mean, we'll definitely let you know. There's also a new campaign launched called See It Safely. It's been launched by Society of London Theatres and UK Theatres, and it will provide badges for arts buildings to say that like their cove is safe. They'll offer training, advice, safety videos, and it'll just help the audiences feel more kind of confident when the time comes to return to theatres. There's also like extra measures in place. So, for instance, if you were to feel unwell on the day of a performance, then you can exchange your ticket, which under normal circumstances wouldn't really happen unless you got. Sometimes you could like protect your ticket, can't you? That's kind of a new thing that's came in, where you could, for a little bit of for an extra fee, you can protect your ticket, and then maybe you could, but under normal circumstances, absolutely not. You would not be able to exchange. So that's really good. And then also, in the event of a cancellation, be able to receive either a credit voucher or a refund, which is currently what ATG are doing because I've received a few credit vouchers recently.
It is.
It's always nice.
It's definitely nice. Because that is something that will put a lot of people off, I'm sure, if like they can't go. If a show got rescheduled and then they couldn't make the rescheduled date. And it's always a worry, isn't it? But at least knowing that.
Yeah, so it's nice to just have the voucher there if you're local and stuff. And you want to see like a different show or whatever. It's great.
And then some more news. The sellout Hope Mill Theatre production of Rent is going to be broadcast online over a number of dates during its Manchester run. So that's exciting.
Yeah,
it's not one that I've seen.
It's very exciting.
Be looking forward to that.
No, I've never seen Rent.
No.
I don't really know much about it, apart from the amazing song, Seasons of Love.
Really
but yeah, definitely one to watch.
And then there is a major West End concert happening on the 13th, 14th and 15th of November, which is The Show Must Go On Live, and that's happening at the Palace Theatre, and tickets go on sale this week. So all the profits go to Acting for Others and the Fleabag Support Fund. So it's going to be a collection of cast performances from the long-running shows. So that's very exciting.
It's very upbeat. It's very positive, isn't it? And yeah, I was watching the Strictly performance of it recently, actually. But it was a it wasn't them. It was like I can't remember her name for the life of me, but it was one singer that was like singing the whole thing. But I can't remember her name. But yeah, it was performed on Strictly once as like a part of Musicals Week, and it was really good. Next episode, we're going to be talking about Strictly group dances, some of our favourites, including like some from the judges, our pro leads, and then like some other kind of just cool ones. Really, don't really fit into any category. We're bringing you our opinions on them, really, aren't we? Yeah, so that'll be exciting. We've got really exciting month coming up, actually. In general, we've got the Olivier Awards in a couple of weeks' time as well. Yeah, of course, can't forget that. It's everywhere. It's like all over the media. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for all of that. And that's all.
Time for the curtain call.